Well, marijuana may be on sale for medical use as soon as the summer. The Arkansas Medical Commission granted 5 licenses Tuesday for growers. One of those right here in Carroll County.
Ground to be broken, permits to be had, and it's all going to be a hustle.
The next step is deciding who will sell it in stores or dispensaries. Tonight, the changes are raising some questions for law enforcement officers, though, in Arkansas. And 4029's Jamie Weiss spoke with officers in Oregon and a spokesperson with the Arkansas Medical Marijuana Commission about how they're going to tackle some obvious issues.
It's been one day since growers got the thumbs up from the state. And now those companies are planting their crops. For the communities that'll see the grow operations, from the city council to the local police chief, this will all be new.
There's going to be a learning curve for everyone, that from the state level down to the local level to community local law enforcement.
It's a change folks in Oregon have already experienced.
When you're used to everything being illegal, the learning curve to try and figure out what a person now can do is a whole change in direction, change in thinking for law enforcement.
Gibson has worked in law enforcement for nearly 2 decades, serving the Portland area when medical marijuana was legalized in 1998.
When medical marijuana came around and there were card holders and patients and growers, that made things a little bit more difficult to try and figure out what people could have.
Arkansas has adopted strict rules mandating that medical marijuana products must be labeled in a way that makes it clear it's for medicinal use.
When law enforcement sees that, they will know that this was medical marijuana that was purchased through a valid legal system.
The Department of Finance Administration oversees the Arkansas Medical Marijuana Commission. They say they've been implementing the program the way Arkansans voted on it.
We were able to look at the states who have really done it well and those who have struggled. So taking the best practices from those states that have really implemented a solid program, we were able to build some rules and regulations that we feel like up to this point, every bit of feedback we've received has been that Arkansas has done this well.
But there are still some hurdles that law enforcement may face when enforcing medical marijuana regulation.
There's not a hard and firm rule on driving under the influence. So something like that is really going to fall to the local law enforcement, and they're going to have to make some independent decisions on how do we enforce this.
Now all of a sudden crime labs are going to be inundated with blood draws and urine samples to determine what the level of intoxication really is, or at least the level of active THC in the bloodstream.
Before any medical marijuana can be grown, the Arkansas Beverage Control Board has to check each facility to make sure security requirements like security surveillance cameras are in place. From Portland, Oregon to Little Rock, Arkansas, Jamie Weiss, 4029 News.
And we reached out to the Carroll County Sheriff's Office today to see if they have any concerns. The major says they haven't discussed the topic in depth, but of course, if it is law, they will enforce it. And HIPAA, which protects patients' privacy, does not apply to medical marijuana patients since HIPAA is a federal program. However, we do know that Arkansas has a law in place that does protect patient rights.